Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Rangers News Bulletin on the Rangers Review YouTube channel with myself, Derek Clark. This fine afternoon, Tuesday the 1st of April. A few Rangers stories doing the rounds, but before we get stuck into that, just a quick word for our podcast sponsors, S1 Jobs. If it's time to hand in your transfer request, then head over to S1 Jobs and upload your CV today. With thousands of jobs across Glasgow, Edinburgh and the surrounding areas, you'll find the one at S1 Jobs. Right, where shall we start? Well, you may have heard, if you tuned into the morning briefing with myself and Joshua this morning, that Watergate is no more. Police Scotland has ended its investigation into Václav Černý. It's after the Rangers winger sprayed water and celebration towards the Celtic fans after Hamza Igeman had burst the net to claim Rangers a 3-2 victory at Parkhead. Complaints were made to the police after the game. No laughing at the back, please. However, it's been confirmed that no further action will be taken. A Police Scotland spokesperson said, "We received information, inquiries were carried out, and no criminality has been established. Officers have engaged with the club and advice was given." So there you go. Václav Černý need not worry about any repercussions from that incident at Parkhead. Common sense has prevailed, you could say. Elsewhere, and of course, Rangers heading to Athletic Bilbao on the 17th of April. Very much looking forward to that double header. However, their supporters have been told to behave. That's by their own club. They've urged them to cut out violent behaviour and have warned them that the worldwide image of the Basque country is at stake. Now, that's after they were fined by UEFA for fan behaviour in the round of 16 clash against Roma. And Athletic have urged their notorious fans to behave ahead of the game against Rangers. They stated, "The fact that no incidents occurred inside San Mamés does not exempt us from responsibility for the incidents that occurred before the match and in the vicinity of the stadium." UEFA confirmed that at least 10 to 15 firecrackers and flares were lit before the match in the vicinity of the stadium, and that several flares were thrown at the police, along with some cans and glass bottles. The uncivil, vandalistic, or downright violent behaviour of a minority not only tarnishes the image of Athletic and fans, but also carries consequences that harm society as a whole. Beyond the financial or other sanctions that the club and its fans may receive, the image of the city and the Basque people that we project to Europe and the world is at stake. We call on the Athletic Club family and all citizens to firmly reject any behaviour that tarnishes our name and the region it represents. So, Bilbao not too pleased about some supporters' behaviour in and around the ground. So, let's hope we don't see any trouble for that game. The first leg, of course, remember, at Ibrox on the 10th of April, and the return the following week over in the north of Spain. Other bits of news elsewhere concerning former Rangers employees. You may have seen that last night that Ryan Kent has ended his professional football exile and has signed for the MLS side Seattle Sounders. They posted this on their Twitter account, first time in rave green. Not entirely sure, it might just be me, but it doesn't look all that comfortable in rave green. But there you go. He has moved over to the US, where he'll represent Seattle. I think that's probably a good move for him. He was linked with a number of clubs, Rangers as well. Of course, if you remember a good few months back, Philip Clement said that he admired the player and he wanted to sign him at Bruges before Rangers nipped in before him. And there was a few murmurings that he could be on his way back to Ibrox. Didn't materialise. He was linked with clubs elsewhere. And I'm surprised that he took so long before he signed for a team. Of course, he had his Fenerbahce contract ripped up earlier on this season. It was a disastrous move over there with them, but he's finally ended his period out the game and going over to Seattle Sounders. Listen, I think just personal opinion, I think Rangers have seen the best of Ryan Kent. I don't think he'll surpass what he achieved at Rangers. And good luck to him. Hopefully he does well out there. But I think he may be on the downward trajectory in his career. But it's a good, decent signing for them. Whether he can recapture some of his Rangers form that we've seen, then all the better for them. But yes, Ryan Kent back in football, and he'll now play over in the United States of America. Now, Philip Clement, as I touched on there, is in the news again. That's because Nacho Novo has been speaking about his time in charge. He says that the Rangers players were working under a prison-like regime when the Belgian was in charge of the club. He told the Scottish Sun, I heard what it was like under Clement. I know people, and it wasn't easy for the players. Now, I think the players love Barry. He's brought lots of things to the team since he's taken over. Before, the team didn't get a day off. The team didn't even play five-a-sides, and in training games, they weren't allowed to tackle. So how could anyone expect the players to be ready for a domestic game? I just didn't get it. Fergie changed everything about that. And you can see the results now. Before, there were 3-hour training sessions too. That's maybe okay in Europe, but for me personally, the players need to enjoy their football. It's not like going to prison, but that's what it seemed like, being in prison with no time off to spend with your family. Fergie has given them days off, a week off during the international break to spend time with their families. That's very important. Barry isn't stupid. He's worked with very good top managers, so I'm 100% behind him. He was a good player, but he's proving now that he's a good manager. He's got Neil McCann beside him and Billy Dodds, who are both very good coaches. They've been managers before too. They know about the game, so for me, the club should give them 1 year and see what happens. Why not? I'm not the owner of the club, but that's what I would do. We need to look after our own people. So, Nacho Novo speaking there. Can't disagree with anything he said there. When I spoke to Maurice Ross recently last week, he also said it's Barry's brought a bit of common sense to the party by giving players a day off, sometimes 2 days off. You can't be going into your work 7 days a week. That's you can't do that. And no five-a-sides at training. I mean, come on. So it certainly looks like he has brought a bit of common sense, a bit more enjoyment to the faces of the players. I'd imagine the players are coming in with smiles on their faces. It helps, of course, when you get results on the field of play, and it certainly was squeaky bum time at Dens Park, wasn't it? I think it would all be in agreement that we'd like to see Rangers not giving themselves a mountain to climb in matches. But there we go. That was Nacho on Clement. And Barry, he wants the coaching team to remain in place next year. Do you agree, folks? Let us know in the comments. Another former Rangers manager, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, is set to end his spell out of the game. He's been tipped to become the new technical director of his former side, Feyenoord. He's been out without a club since he was sacked by Besiktas earlier this season. And, of course, started his career at Feyenoord, went on to manage them to the Eredivisie title as well. And he's in line to return to the Kuip with current technical director Dennis te Kloese set to leave. Feyenoord legend Jan Boskamp said, if they call Gio, they're calling a big man. He's a Feyenoord man. If you look at those big teams in Europe, you see that those old players are often involved. It would be a perfect job for him. And I think everyone would wish Gio well where he goes, whether that be Feyenoord and wherever else. Always speaks well about Rangers, and be all forever grateful. Not only his time as a manager, getting Rangers to Seville and just a penalty kick away from immortality, but I was a big fan of his when he was a player at Rangers. And he's very well liked indeed. So there you go, folks. Just some of the Rangers news stories doing the rounds this Tuesday afternoon. Heads up, tomorrow I will be on with Johnny on the morning briefing. We hope you can join us for that. He's also got a big, interesting piece coming out on the website to keep your eyes out for. The piece on the website this morning from Joshua is a great read on Greta Steinson. Do go and check it out. And remember, we've got that offer on at the moment, £1 for 6 months on the website. And you also get entered into the draw for the signed and framed Paul Gascoigne jersey. Right, that'll do us there. Enjoy your Tuesday, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.